You're like one of those shops you go to in like the mall or the...
Mall?
Oh, well, we got Cribs Causeway.
It's the mall.
The mall. It was really awkward. So...
oh no!
Yeah, he was massively offended. Just put a few landmines in there, just a couple. Just the chance of one going off at some point would be great.
Wrong place.
Yeah, brilliant.
And they're all like, I'm gonna die. Oh, I mean, my fucking clit's gonna fall off. It's gonna be so useless. Fuck off.
And obviously all they've seen is a guy next to him in a car just punch his own window through, smash it, and then just start freaking the fuck out. Don't look, kids. Don't look.
Should I tell this story?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're too deep now, I think.
Wow. Sweet juices of my loin.
Sweet loin juices.
Mate, I fucking love this drink.
It's our first bit of product placement. Tribute. Pale ale. Not my choice.
What do you think?
Honestly? Yeah, it's really shit.
Really?
Yeah. No, it's alright. It's not too bad.
Stop being horrible.
It's alright. I would prefer Guinness.
It's a Cornish pale ale, mate.
I think it's more the fact that the connotations of this is that we drove to the petrol station to buy a single beer each.
Yeah, you look fucking psychotic.
In gym gear. Can we just clarify for people who aren't watching? We are sat here in gym gear, and this isn't a protein podcast.
I don't even like gym.
I don't even
His
like
gear's shit.
Yeah. Right, it's a bad start.
I know that you're older than me, but
cheers.
After
this, yeah. I don't think anyone could have told that. To be fair,
I'm 26 in April.
Okay,
and I'm crossing a line now where I'm, and you probably remember this, as many moons ago as it was.
I don't remember that line.
Where I'm closer to 30 than I am 20, and that's.
Give me your best Chinese proverb. I'm a big fan of Chinese proverbs.
What the fuck is a Chinese proverb?
Well, it's like sort of prophecy, isn't it? So it's a bit like the
live, love, laugh.
It's not fucking IKEA. Yeah, they're like so it'd be like the the tallest trees grow in the strongest winds.
Right, they're Chinese.
I don't know.
That's an Asian origin. These kind of quotes.
I don't know. It'd be like hang on, the brightest lights cast the darkest shadows. I think that's from Batman. I'm not sure, but. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not who you are. It's not who you are, but what you do that defines you.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Or home is where every journey begins. That's what people get like plastered on their walls.
These aren't Chinese proverbs. I'm being quite mystical. I feel you're being very like.
I'm not a mystical guy.
You're like one of those shops you go to in like the mall or the
mall.
Oh, well, we got Cribs Causeway.
It's the mall.
The mall. You know, like Christmas when you're looking for shit for people and you need a budget list, and you go into the absolute tat shops and it's got all those stuff in it.
I buy for you.
Home is where all that stuff, or like baby on board.
Oh mate, yeah, I hate it.
I speed up.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I speed.
Did tell. Really,
mate? I hate naff quotes.
Yeah.
It's when people get them framed as well.
Yeah.
Like,
you
frame that, and I actually do. I do have friends that have done that, and I would like to not apologise for it.
I did have friends. I was in London, as you know.
In the Swedish embassy,
or as we know it in England, as the Swedish embassy.
Nice. It's a bit prejudice as well.
Let's get in there. Let's get stuck in.
It's not prejudice, it's just an accent attempt, wasn't it, Ted?
It was, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing as well, isn't it? People get it's very PC now, which, oh God, we've got into it now, haven't we? So people get into it, so I did, someone mimicked an accent the other day in work, and I was like, well, that's not, unless you're being... stereotypical. If you're doing
saying something stereotypical,
if it's like, all right, if you're like, I'm not going to do it, but something in an Asian accent in a corner shop involved, that's pretty racist. I'd say that's a pretty racist stereotype. However, if you're just doing an accent from someone from, I don't know, I'm trying to think of Mumbai, that's not necessarily racist. It's the same as the term.
Oh yeah, like if it's in the context of the country.
That's it. So I think that's, long story short, it's the context of it.
It is. Yeah, it's very easy to be racist with an accent if you say, like you said, the stereotypical thing.
There was a guy. I'd had a few shandies, and I was on the way home, and I saw this guy on a step having a fag, and I was like, "All right, mate." And I was home, so I was like, I went to give him a quid. And it turns out he works there. It was really awkward. So,
oh no!
Yeah, he was massively offended, and I didn't know what to say. I was like,
I heard this story. I heard this actually on the Happy Hour podcast. A very similar thing.
Great.
No, I'm not taking... Mate, we're nowhere near them. So, yeah, very similar thing. It was like he gave a homeless man... He tried to give the homeless man a tenner. And the guy was like, I'm not homeless, fuck off.
Yeah, well,
but then I was thinking... As many other were, I imagine, you'd take the tenner, wouldn't you?
Fucking absolutely. I mean, despite the fact he wasn't homeless, he was pretty much there. I mean, if he wasn't, he needed that quid more than I did. So let's just put it out there.
So what shop was this, sorry?
It wasn't a shop. It was just like a bar restaurant. He was sat on a step outside.
What was he dressed in?
I was obviously working in the kitchen or something. He was just a fucking rag. Because as far as I could tell, he'd just come out of a chimney. You know, he was just he just looked like he'd been battered. So I was like, here you go. Here's a quid.
This is working conditions in London.
Exactly.
101, you know?
Obviously, good content for a podcast is to try and split the crowd. It's Love Island. But it's not Love Island. It's the new one that I've watched, and it's the...
Too Hot to Handle.
Is that it?
Is this the one on Netflix?
I've just kind of phased out. Yeah.
Is this the one on Netflix?
I think so. It's the one where it's akin to Love Island, isn't it? And they get points deducted for
shagging.
For shagging or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they stick them all on an island. And if you ask me, it shouldn't be an island. It should be a dinghy that deflates.
Right, basically, mate, Nick watches this, and I do this thing because it's weird, isn't it? I hate that television, but when I walk into the room, I end up standing there for half an hour.
I get into it. You stand there with your arms crossed.
Like a dad. Like dads do that. Like, this is bollocks, and just stay there for like the next 20 minutes. I do that all the time, and mate, it is mental, this show. So what it is, if you don't know, people get put on an island like Love Island, and you are basically, you got a couple up and whatnot, but then if you shag or even kiss, like, you get money deducted from the pot. The pot starts at so-ever, I don't know how much it is, and then you get money deducted if you do any sort of intimate stuff.
Which is ridiculous, isn't it? Because I mean, it's like heart-shaped beds, and you're there and they all rock up in fucking bikinis and stuff, and you think, well, you know, it's red rag to a bull, isn't it? So I'm getting irate just speaking about it. The thing is, the bittersweet irony is, I'm sat there miserable as fuck, kicking off about it, going, these fucking the worst thing like humanity. And I mean, like, who's won, really? I mean, they're on a tropical island in the sun with very attractive people. I'm sat on a sofa in Bedminster.
But I know when I was younger, I was fucking vain. Like, vain. Which is obviously what these people are. That's not a judgmental comment. It's genuine facts. They thought they were sexy enough to go on this show in the first place, so they've got a level of vanity and self-acceptance. And I would never knock that. Yeah. All for fucking plug yourself, mate. Because as soon as you say, "Oh, you're vain," it's like then you're telling people to stop loving themselves. And
there's a balance. There's a balance.
I agree, but like anyway, there's a level. But the point is, not a good way to live.
They all walk around with that unbearable confidence and smile of someone who's never been punched in the face.
Yeah,
it's like,
and you want to be the puncher.
I sit there and I look at it and I give it that sort of look that you reserve for like when really big dogs walk past you and you're like, fucking, just like what is that? Like, oh my god, it's not acceptable. Yeah. I think the whole thing, if it's up to me, I think all I'm saying is, if you're listening, producer, all I'm saying is I think the whole thing would be a lot more interesting if they started putting holes in the island, or like just, you know, put a few landmines in there, just a couple, nothing wild. I don't want to turn into condemned. I just want maybe
just
a
mass
landmine.
Genocide.
Just one. Just the chance of one going off at some point would be
on the
great.
Wrong place.
Yeah, brilliant.
People get tricked by saying, "Oh, this show is called Pleasure Island. Come and have fun. We'll film it." This is now the 3rd season. The people who are on this, I've obviously watched the last 2 seasons.
That's what I mean. So it's the
How
act
would
surprise.
they not know?
Yeah, well, no.
Anyway, the act
surprise.
You've
seen
and
them.
Basically, this little fucking Alexa thing comes on and goes, "Welcome to Too Hot to Handle. You now cannot do any fucking shagging or kissing or anything." And they're all like, "Oh no, I'm gonna die." Yeah. Not being funny, it's obvious it's not that hard. Okay, you're on there for what, a week, 2 weeks, or something. Fuck off. Like, there are people there. Anybody I know has had longer than 2 weeks without a shag.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anyone personally.
You know what I mean? Like, it happens, and they're all like, "I'm gonna die. Oh, I mean, my fucking clit's gonna fall off. It's gonna be so useless. Fuck off, Sarah. Like, you're changing breeds. Like, it's not that hard." And then they're obviously it's so obvious that the producers behind the scenes are like, "Listen, fucking snog him," and they're like, "Well, we're gonna lose money." "Yeah, but we need the content."
Understand what we do, not even on my two.
this week I went to my second favourite city, which there's a fucking coaster there for a reason, Ted, isn't there? Okay, you animal. What do you think you do? Oh, you've knocked the mic.
Oh.
You know what?
Do you know what? Right, carry on.
I went to my second favourite city, Manchester, behind Bristol. Bristol, obviously, top tier.
It's not really behind Bristol. It's probably a bit more up north.
Hilarious.
Good one, Ted.
You've already won the worst joke bit, so
Cheers.
Well done. I love Manchester. Have you been there a lot?
Yeah.
Great city.
Yeah.
Unbelievable city. I love it, and it's good, right size like Bristol. Like you can walk a lot of it, and it's just a big vibe for me.
It's a big old city.
Everyone up there's so much nicer than down south.
So if you go up north from here, it's very much business as usual. Until you get to Manchester, you get out at a petrol station. The temperature's dropped by 2 degrees, but the warmth from the person behind the till is immediately. It's you get it. Hey, what are we doing? Do you come in for a cup of tea? And it's like what? Like how has this changed?
In fact, don't worry about paying for the petrol. It's fine. It's all good. No, they are so friendly. Like there was a woman, in a service station. Actually, funny enough, and she was just like, "You had a good day, love. You had a good one." And I was like, "Yeah. How are you?" And I was like, "Yeah, really good. Shift ending soon. Can't wait. It's a weekend soon." I was like, "It's Tuesday, but
shag."
Yeah, and then she offered to suck me up. No, but they are friendly. But so I've got this great connotation with Manchester of it just being such a wholesome place. So I walk out, I park my car, and I'm carrying this big fucking suitcase, obviously with my camera gear, and I'm walking down, and as close as me and you are now, there's a guy at a cash point. And he just gets fucking rugby tackled by some guy, mate. Some guy has beelined down the street. I hear his footsteps, and I'm like, "Oh, someone's jogging." You don't look back, and this fucking guy at the cash point just fucking disappears, mate, into the side of this wall. Boom, smashes his head. Yeah, I'm like,
was he being? Was it aggressive? It wasn't.
Yeah, like right, bang, okay, like fucking smack, and I'm like, "Yo!"
No preamble, no foreplay,
nothing,
no foreplay whatsoever.
Nothing, not a tickle in the bum, nothing, mate. Just straight in dry. God, bang, Jesus. Smash against the wall, and obviously I react crazy. I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" And this guy just grabs him by the fucking scruff of the neck once he's got him down. He's like, "Give me those fucking phones now." And I'm like, "Oh, he's got phones?" Yeah. So he's like, "Give me these fucking phones. I know you fucking took the phones. Give them to me now." And I'm like,
I thought you were in Manchester, not Northumberland.
So I don't know the difference in northern accents. Yeah, okay. And he just takes out these 2 iPhones of his pocket. He goes, "Oh, sorry, no problem. Here they are. Here's your phones." And they're not new phones. They're just old, battered iPhone 8s. Like, you wouldn't pick up a penny. And then the guy just starts fucking smacking him against the wall. So that's when I'm like, "Dude, stop. Like, you've got your phones. Call the police. Don't just beat the shit out of him. Because then you're going to prison too." And anyway, he's on the phone to his mate, like, "Oh, over, mate." And he stops. He stops eventually. He stops just whacking this guy's head against the wall, which is always good.
Yeah.
And he calls the police. Fuck it. I'm not joking, mate. I was in Manchester for 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
I think because you were recording, you said you sent a video in, didn't you?
Instagram, yeah. And that was the second one. Then I walked to Piccadilly Park or whatever it's called, Piccadilly Garden. I don't know whatever it's called. And this massive woman and this like little man, the classic cliche.
Whoa, there.
You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And there's a security guard who's like, "Sorry guys, you can't actually smoke in this part." Which is, I mean, if it's owned by someone and they've made a rule, whatever, you just do as you're told, don't you?
Yeah.
And they're just kicking off. She genuinely said, "Oh, this fucking guy thinks I'm fucking scared. I'm not scared of fucking no one, mate." And I'm like, "You sound like a dick. Like, how can you not listen to yourself saying, 'I'm not scared of out and think, that's a sick line, that's meant
we've all had moments. I would say, out of these 2 instances, there is a common denominator.
What?
You.
Me? I'm causing these problems.
I was in Manchester for 2 minutes.
I think I was in the fucking... I don't know. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But, mate, yeah, she was just like, "What? You think you got a big job, do you? Because you're a fucking security guard at Piccadilly Garden and all that." And I was like, "You're slagging off his job whilst drinking 3 litres of cider in the park at midday in Manchester."
Oh, it's good.
You know?
So that's the dream.
Yeah. I think we're all aiming for it.
It's 2:00.
I'm quitting my job tomorrow.
No deal. My most loved experiences in Manchester have been, and I hate to say this, have been on the megabus.
You've been on the megabus to Manchester?
I've been through it many a time on the megabus. Anywhere.
Where were you going?
Anywhere on a Wednesday for a £5. And if you've been on that trip, you'll know that's extremely overpriced. It's something else. It's like the first 10 minutes of Saving Private Ryan. It's an absolute fest. We did this one time where we went down to Rugby. So we were going to see my sister in Northampton. She was at uni there. The coach drivers left the luggage things open, and Harry's there. And I'd had a shot, so I thought I was Billy Big Balls. And as Harry went to put his bag in there, a Spartan kicked in. As he did.
Into it?
Yeah, Spartan kicked in, so really booted him in the back, and he lost his balance and nutted the open and broke the door. And and then we got on the coach. Oh shit! Get on the coach. We thought it was nothing major. We got on the coach and been not moving for 10 minutes. Oh, what's going on here? And then they did an announcement of things. Oh, so there's been one of the door won't close on the luggage rack, so we're going to have to get an engineer out from Bradford. And obviously we're outraged. We're going, this is I paid a bloody £5 for this. Absolute bloody nightmare. Yeah, absolutely enraged by us kicking. On the bus, me and him. We're there like suffragettes. Really overkill.
No, did you know that you did this though?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's why it was such overkill. Oh yeah. So yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so you completely oversold it.
Yeah, completely.
Surely people were taking a step back, like
they didn't see us. No, they had no idea. Yeah, so it was really. Yeah, it was. So this happened. So we had to wait. So everyone had to get off the coach and wait for another 40 minutes for this thing to be fixed. So we get to Rugby, and it was by this point it's like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and we're like, right, well, what do we do? There's no trains to Northampton till 6 in the morning, so let's go clubbing. Got into this club, and with no prompt whatsoever, this massive Viking of a bloke, so basically he was over 5 foot, picks me up with my bag in tow, picks me up on his shoulder and just walks off. I'm just like, cheers.
So you felt objectified, I can imagine.
Yeah, I did. Material. I loved it. But he walks off, so I'm just like, right, all right. So yeah, strong man, burly thing he was, an absolute tree of a man. So he sort of walks off me. I was like, right, okay, cheers. Sort of swing me around. Anyway, come back to how later. We met this sort of young lad in there. He seemed sound. He was a bit like a sort of Justin Bieber vibes going, a bit younger than us, but he was all right. And then we met this other guy who was a bit older than us, and he seemed all right as well. And the whole thing sort of wound down about 3, and we were like, well, we've still got 6 hours. And I mean, we're pasted at this point. We're absolutely shit-faced. And one of the guys, the older one, says, oh, well, you can come back to mine if you want. We'll have a bit of an after party. And we thought, yeah, all right, sounds great. So we went back there, and it just wasn't clicking. This gets a bit gross now. Actually, this gets a bit... Anyway, carry on, you can edit bits out. We get to the house, and it's just a bit too pristine. It's just flat, and it's like a set. So we sit on this leather sofa.
Like a show home.
Yeah, he's got like a 50-inch TV, like 4 feet in front of the sofa. He's got a Budweiser fridge stacked out with Budweisers. Nothing's moved in there.
Like he's been expected.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like planned for something.
Yeah, exactly. It was really like preemptive.
Like murderer vibes?
It's a bit more, it's a bit less.
Oh, we've all done it.
Bit less
we've all set up our homes.
And a bit more sort of
rapey.
Yeah, a bit like that. Yeah, so we're sat on this sofa, and he puts on the TV. But he also puts on, and I've got to give him credit for this part, he's got this lighting rig, and he's got these red lights and smoke machines. I mean, there's 5 of us, 5 blokes in it. It's a bit overkill. We're like, fuck it. I've had a few beers. Like, yeah, let's get involved. So we're drinking away, and he puts the TV on. The problem is he puts on porn. So we just sort of didn't really clock it at first, 15, but I don't want to be graphic, but it was a particular type of porn. It was just the sort of, what would you call the end result? The last 2 minutes.
Third act.
Primarily the blokes. Last few seconds.
Yeah.
Of the whole.
And he loved that bit specifically.
So I don't know, but it was pretty much a compilation of that. A compilation, if you like. Sorry, that was awful. And then and I tell him, I said, "Yo, have you got the remote?" And he's going from a quite like jovial guy. He just sort of blows, "Oh yeah." Sort of did that. Yeah. I was like, all right, sound. And it just didn't respond.
Didn't give it to you.
But he stood behind on this like DJ thing with the smoke machine stuff, like doing stuff. I was really behind us, so we're sort of like, oh yeah. And I was like, so 3-4 minutes go by, give the benefit of the doubt. I was like, oh, have you got that remote? He's like, yeah, it's here somewhere. So it just doesn't give it, and he just wouldn't do it. So after a while, I mean, it's gone on for 25 minutes or so now, and he's not drinking as well. So I'm just like,
so he's got
something's up here.
Fridge full of bud, not boozing, watching compilations.
So I just,
we've all done it.
I just thought, right, I'm going outside for a fag. I'm gonna bail out. So I went to go outside, and then I messaged, and I was like, right, I'm leaving. And so surely enough, he goes out, and we fucked off anyway. And we completely forgot about this lad that we'd met, the younger lad. So
you left him there,
yeah,
just with him.
So then about 10 minutes later, we just hear this sort of, we must have got about half a mile away, just this like behind us, and it's him, and he's like, help.
What?
He didn't say. It was just a bit like shot through, and we're like, oh shit, yeah, it's a bit really bad.
You ever see that kid again?
No, no, I've never seen any of it again. It was a weird evening. We then got in the taxi to my sister's, and I think we just sort of like fell out a bit when we got there. And that, that's curtains. That was so. Yeah, I mean, maybe chop that down a little bit.
You could have avoided
all of that.
You most likely avoided either a murder, a rape, or more compilations.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna pull a moral from this story, it's don't. You can have a couple. It's either don't use the megabus, which is probably a bit of a blanket because it does do a good service. Maybe don't boot your mate into the door of a megabus. I mean, it's just quite a niche.
And as we all know, folks, that is something we've all thought about doing.
Yeah. I mean, he really took it to the face.
I love it. That was a long story.
Yeah, cheers.
So, nice. Right, nice. We'll take a break. I was in London today. Went and watched Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, mint, by the way. And I do like London, but like I said to you earlier, when I'm coming off the tube with a runny nose and I feel like I've got chronic asthma because of they're just pollution, mate. It is horrible.
You do get a weird, you do get a bit of a on your throat, don't you, when you're in London?
Mate, you do, and like I don't know, I just feel like my hands. I feel like I've got to wash them every hour, just like
it's like fucking Macbeth.
There's a feeling. There's literally a feeling. You step off like public transport, or you're just walking around, honestly, in the street, and I don't know. I can't explain it. There's this sticky feeling on my hands, and it's not OCD. It's London. It's just London, and it's just issues. Grim, mate. Like you touch anything, and it's. But I do like this. Obviously, I love London, but yeah, that's the reason I could never live there. Like I always go to people who live in London, like you even got any. Where's your forest? Where's your hills? Where's your where's your beach? And they go, we got Hyde Park.
But that's the thing, is it? I think it depends. I think when you visit London, you're very much channeled into those areas that are like all hustle and bustle. If you live there, you learn to. I think so. My sisters live there, and you do. If you live in like the suburbs, for example, it can be quite nice. If you live in like some areas that are outside of, effectively, when I go to London, I generally stick to like the M4 corridor. Yeah, and I think what you get with that is the hustle, is the full on pollution experience, isn't it?
And do you find when you're on the M4? There's a point on the M4 where driving changes, yeah? So, early M4, you're coming in Swindon, Didcot, whatnot, and everything's kind of fine. Everyone's driving normally on the motorway. And then you get just past Reading, and people start to become a massive prick behind the wheel.
I'd say it's called the Addison Lee boundary.
The Addison Lee boundary is a perfect way to describe that, Teddy Longbottom. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. I'm sorry about this. I can't control it, mate. It's right happening. There. I'm pointing at Ted aggressively for listeners.
Big old fingers.
I do. They look. My thumb. I'm even cool. My thumb looks like a toe.
That is an absolute sausage of a hand, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm proud of them. They've got biceps.
The funny thing is, you can't see it, but there's a ukulele over there. And if it had a voice, it would be screaming, wouldn't it? Take me with you! Help!
Right, so you get past this part, the Addison Lee boundary, and people just start cutting you up. No indicating, just utter tit driving. And I find that I have to channel myself to get to that place. Like, I reach this point of driving where everything's fine, and then I realise, right, I've got to drive like a prick now in order to survive.
Yeah, you do. It's survival of the fittest. There's absolutely no question about it. You've got it. And I always find it amazing when you're in these really narrow lanes how bus drivers go about it. I mean, I couldn't think of anything worse than being a bus driver or a lorry driver. And I absolutely hate driving around London.
It's grotesque.
And I think in my recently I've got a lot better with road rage. I used to be terrible. I think as I've got a bit older, I'm speaking like I'm in my 60s, but I think as I've got a bit older, my cars have got a bit nicer.
Yeah,
which makes the experience a bit better.
Love it.
Yeah, you know, I'm now power steering, electric, all that sort of stuff. Whereas before it was just like it was a pain, and I used to get really bad road rage. So I don't know if near Portishead, actually, this is nowhere near London. I actually, it's a bit of a confession, I actually smashed my own window.
What?
Yeah, and it's,
when?
Yeah, from the inside. So it was
in what?
In a Golf.
In a Golf?
Yeah, a shitty old.
Not even a cheap car, a Golf.
It wasn't a great Golf. It was like an old silver one. That's not a way of describing a car. For any motor, it's like the fucking silver one. Yeah, the new Golf Silver. Cheers. But it's right. So we're going up the right. So for anyone who doesn't know where Portishead is, lovely place, untouched. Visit it. 4 lanes going up a hill, turn into 3 at the top. It's a bank holiday. It's absolutely boiling. It's on the M5, which is it's just like, it is horrendous. It's like Black Hawk Down, and it's like so
many accidents happen there too.
It's exactly. Anyway, so there's a guy in a Porsche fucking 4B, whatever it is, a massive one of those new 4x4 Porsches. It's just like, look at me, you know, complete look down on the world.
Cock extension.
Yeah, massive cock extension.
You should get one.
Yeah. Wish I had a 12-inch cock instead of this monster, you know. Anyway, so we're driving up this hill, and 4 lanes. This absolute, can I say rent boy? Is that a thing? Yeah,
you could. Yeah, that's probably slightly homophobic.
Yeah, fair enough. Is it?
Well, you're just assuming he's gay.
Well, nothing. Yeah, being a rent boy is slightly different to being.
Also,
gay,
you're slagging off gay people. No?
Am I?
Yeah.
Well, sorry. Apologising to. I think I've admitted guilt by saying I'm not.
Anyway, there was this absolute.
Yeah. Anyway, absolute rent boy.
No, use something else.
Say something else.
Yeah, for the sake of your career.
So I'm driving up this hill. 4 lanes into 3 at the top. Boiling hot, no aircon whatsoever. I'm just sucking in the fumes from the car in front. And this absolute weapon in a Porsche 4x4 whatever decides he wants to shave 3 centimetres of his journey. So he whips round me in an absolute panic and whoom, you know, like straight round, and then cuts in front of me
just before
and
the
I'm
range.
Fury. Yeah, not even that. It was way before that. So he just does it just to take one car out of the equation, and I was like, you're not getting anywhere. Anyway, it's fine. So he whips around me. I think it was a status thing more than anything. Whips around me and then gets in front and then slams on his brakes.
Nice.
Like, you know, foot to the floor, slams on, full thing comes, lights up, and I've had to slam on, and it's made me very, very cross. So I reacted. What are you doing?
Just changing it.
Okay, cheers. Be eating this thing in a minute.
You react.
Yeah, I reacted thusly by. You know what they call arms, I guess, the bits that come down either side.
The arms.
The arms? Is it an arm? Oh, the bit.
I love the arms of my car. When I'm at a drive-through, I just drive. I don't even have to reach out anymore.
Can you ballot the arms, please? No, but like there's so you got the window, and then you got the bits either side, the bits that come down.
Just the frame.
Yeah,
of the car,
frame.
isn't
Yeah,
it,
frame.
really?
Whatever. Fine. So you got that bit, and I went to sucker punch that in rage, just and I missed and I slipped, and it's not. It wasn't even a hard punch. It was just it was like a proper Bruce Lee, and it must have just hit the perfect spot of where the tension is on the glass. My middle knuckle hit it, and it's spiderwebbed, and fully spiderwebbed. It went, and obviously I've gone from being enraged to absolutely like fucking coal fire rage, just like fuck, like
look what you made me do.
Absolutely incensed, right? And the worst part about it is after screaming, I'm shouting, I'm fucking hitting things, and then I look to the left and there's a car with a family in it, and obviously all they've seen is a guy next to him in a car just punch his own window through, smash it, and then just start freaking the fuck out. Don't look, kids, don't look.
Now, look, kids, that man is what you don't want to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Normal life to me.
Right, so this is a story from when I was very young. It's in the north again. We're in Cumbria, the Lake District, one of the finest areas in the UK. Can I just also clarify? I was actually a young man.
Young sprite.
I was 18.
Right.
Impressionable.
Okay.
Naive.
You're putting in a lot of groundwork. I feel like there's going to be something pretty bad coming out.
It's not bad, but it's a questionable thing that I did.
Okay.
We go out, me and my stepbrother, and we're actually away with our parents. So his dad, my mum, and we're away in a nice little place. We've just turned 18.
Okay.
You're going to be session, aren't you? Not with them. We bear in mind, this is a small town called Keswick. Okay, there's not a lot there. There's 4 local pubs.
I know Keswick well.
And there's actually one little club called the Loft.
Yeah,
little crack den, but it's when it's all you've got, it's everything.
I feel like we've slagged on a lot of places tonight already, and we need to really
I love the North. I love the North.
Love the North. Manchester, shithole. Keswick, shithole.
No, none of them are shitholes. It's just funny how it happened. But we're in Keswick. We go on a night out. Boom, boom, boom. We meet some girls.
Sorry, could you just clarify? Boom, did a boom.
We're clubbing. We're out there going large, and we meet some females. My stepbrother is single, so he's like, "Oh, let's stay with them." And I'm like, "Yeah, we can if you want." Like, no odds to me. I'm a nice, committed young man.
You met females in Keswick?
We did. Yeah,
there are obviously they're not from Keswick.
Yeah, they were.
So you've met the females from Keswick?
Yeah, the only females in Keswick of that age.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's this. I'm going to call her a big lady called I'm not going to say her name just in case, but let's call her
our only fan.
Bernadette.
Let's call her Gunther. I think give it a bit more.
Gunther.
Give it
all right. Well, we see Gunther. She's like
thump.
She's got a deeper voice than me, and she's a big lady. Let's say a lady of size, and she's like, "Oh, you want to come back to ours?"
I think this is more offensive than giving her a bad name. Just saying.
We're having a flat party. You can come back to ours if you like.
Right. Okay.
And there's a load of them going back, and me and all right, sounds fucking mint, mate. And apparently, where was I from then?
I don't know. Yeah.
We're from
Leeds. You're going to say that?
I was going to say Leeds. No, it's just the accent.
Right.
And we're like, okay, let's go back. We go back, and it's a bit of a crack den. Okay, we've all been to them. We've all ended up at crack dens. We all know what it's like.
Have we?
We have.
Yeah. Ted. Okay. Yeah. So.
And we're just stood in this kitchen getting sloshed on booze that's not ours, and everyone's chatting and stuff, and it's a good time. It's a good vibe all round. And one minute I lose. I'm like, fuck. Where should I tell this story?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're too deep now. I think you've got to. I think yes.
I'm going to cut his name.
Sink or swim.
I lose my mate.
Okay.
And I'm like, God, where is he? And I'm just stood in like this kitchen with a load of strangers, like the mum who owns it, which is always weird when the parents are down getting involved. If you've ever been to a house party and the parents are there, more wankered than anyone, it's a bit odd. Like there's something wrong, I think. You should have fucking seen me in my prime.
Bit of self-affirmation for a minute,
you wouldn't even guess the shit that I've seen. Oh, so if there's one thing that I can teach you, it's this.
Yeah,
do you know the kind of person I mean?
Exactly
They're like that.
You mean, yeah.
And oh my God. So I've lost him, and all of a sudden I hear this this little weep.
Is that a mating call?
This little weep out of a room with a shut door. And my mate comes out.
Yeah.
Flies undone, button undone, belt undone. And he's like, Luke, we've got to go. And I'm like, what? Who have you just been in there with? And I just see...
Oh, no. Not
Gunther.
Not
come out. Where are you going? And my mate's like, we've got to go right now. And I go, oh my God, where are we going? And I don't know what...
By the sounds of it, it's a good job there's a door frame there.
I don't know what went through my mind, but I decided to... essentially, there was a pile of money in the kitchen, tobacco, cigarettes, booze. I swiped every last bit of it, and we legged it.
So can I just clarify for the record? Because I think there's a risk here of us losing sight of what's really happened. I mean, we're hearing this through the lens of your experience, but how I've, what I've extrapolated from this is that you were invited to a house party.
Yeah.
Not only were you invited to a house party and supplied with free beer and whatever else you might have stumbled across, one of you was provided with sexual invitation,
yeah.
and then you robbed them blind. Yeah, so I don't know who the victim is of this story, really. I'm finding it really difficult to empathise. I think you fucked. I think you fucked it.
No. Let me shout this part a bit louder.
You're at the table can I just say, you're at the table like a bad gambler now. Let's see how the cards drop.
My mate
Go on.
ran out of a bedroom with his flies undone.
Okay.
After without consent from another person to do so.
I mean, I would argue that theft.
Well,
no consent either, but.
Exactly.
Oh, so was it a bit of a tit for tat?
Tit for fucking tat, my friend.
But did your mate, as we're going to call him, did he benefit from any of the spoils of this journey? Or?
Did he? Well, we had 20 quid each at the end of it.
Okay.
When we legged it.
So
got a few more beers.
You got paid. I think and I revert my previous summary of the situation.
Yeah.
I think actually you pimped your mate out. I think I think if we look at this really, you've taken someone there. For use.
I'm not, mate. This isn't Liam Neeson. I didn't take him out of
a very particular set of skills.
I didn't rip him out of his current situation and put him in this. Gunther had a plan, and Gunther tried to follow through with that plan.
Yeah.
Unconsensually, can I add?
Well, we say this. We don't know. We don't know.
Well, he didn't want it to happen. He wasn't very happy about it. His flies were undone. We saw a bit of money on the table. We were 18. I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, but we swiped it and ran.
Can I, without being grim, I think when I was 18, I don't know. I think you know where I'm going with this. I think anything is the word I'd underline there.
Anything goes?
Anything. Yeah, anything. And just leave that there. And I think you can make your own assumptions what that means. But I think when you're 18, as an 18-year-old lad, anything.
Anyway, I would like to clarify that I'm not proud of it, would never do it again, and don't recommend to other children watching the show. It was not a good time.
Right, so
funny, we actually just spoke about doing right so.
I think just to kick things off again, can we have, and this gets to me every time, never gets old, can we have a Gandalf impression, please? I know it's hard, you're on the spot.
A Gandalf.
Just fucking do it.
See, I can't do his normal voice.
You can. No, it's not. It's more the whatever it is. That was terrible.
The Balrog.
No. No, let's say the other day, for example, we were walking and I shout something, Gandalf, and you just.
Sorry to any audio listeners with headphones.
Okay, that was just a rustle. That was just to blow the cobwebs off.
Yeah, the cobwebs are blown. Head has popped.
Blow those cobwebs, baby.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Talk to me. So, I was going to try and rip you, wasn't I, for something? This doesn't have to be involved. I was trying to think about something to rip you for. I think it's hard.
You're just sat there thinking about ways to insult me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that makes up 99% of our relationship.
Started this podcast with the wrong man.
So I think I'll tell you what, we can go in on every single weekend the shit you give me like a parent for going out. All right, I think it's unbearable. It's exceptionally condescending and patronising. Okay, let's get that straight. All right.
Right.
This whole the very last. I mean, I'll give you an example. So I said, and I told you, there was absolutely no question of how I was going to be on Saturday. Just been. You knew that. I knew that. I went on a night out. I'm not going to mention the place. I was there till 5 in the morning, give or take.
I was getting up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, brilliant. And you rang me at sort of 9 a.m, 10 a.m, I think even 12 a.m. It sent me a couple of messages. Oh, answer to your friend. And I think the thing is, it wasn't a friendly phone call you were after. It was purely to shove my face in my own piss. You know, it's that you've been bad. It was the equivalent of that, wasn't it?
Okay, so what I can understand this assumption that you are making right now.
But bear in mind, we're back in different places. I mean, you're not a bachelor anymore. You know, you're quite settled down.
I've been a bachelor for 8 years.
You sit in,
but I don't. No. So I do that to you. Okay. I agree. Yeah. I do ring you up, and I do.
So you're holding the mic like a boxing
promoter. So I do it to a lot of my friends where I like to, because I don't really go out a lot that much anymore. I don't know why. I don't know. I've got a bad relationship with hangovers now. They don't do me well.
I've never enjoyed them.
I've got to a fine age where I appreciate the days a lot more than the nights. I love days.
Can we just clarify? You are 26.
Not even.
Right.
Coming up to it. All right. Let's not age me before my time.
Okay.
And that's fine. You know, I feel like I do enjoy having a drink. Don't get me wrong, having one right now, and it's lovely. But I love to, when I wake up on a Saturday morning, and I'm feeling like a sexy god, who is fresh, ready for the day, goes to the gym, goes on a run, starts my day, maybe meet a friend for a bike ride. Like, I like to be quite active, go and explore new places. And when I feel
like I've just watched a Nike advert.
When I know
horrible.
that one of my friends has gone on a night out, I take
red rag to the bull in you.
I take severe
you're
pleasure
like a fucking horsefly
in ringing them up and learning about how shit they feel. Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, to make myself feel great, and I'm not going to lie, I do that.
Yeah, I know.
Guilty of it. And although I know that it is slightly wrong, I will not stop doing it.
See, let me tell you. So, you know, you wake up feeling fresh. I think the exact words were sex god. Let's never repeat
I don't make the labels. Okay.
Okay, you do. Labels would be the operative word there. Yeah. You label something when you don't know what it is. Let me tell you how my Saturday morning goes. Generally involves a very small slit of light, which is the eyes opening. The dawn of a new era. Yeah. And I may as well have been born because I'm in a fetal position. I'm clutching.
Rebirth.
Yeah, rebirth. I'm clutching whatever I can just to make
clenching?
Sure. Clenching, okay. Clutching. I
Depending on who you brought back.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is a labour. And I slowly come round, and you do that thing where you sort of you spring out of bed because immediately you need the toilet, don't you see it? And then you do that thing once you finish the toilet, and your head sort of swaying. You have one hand on each side of the sink, and you're just staring at yourself in the mirror
in disappointment.
In abject disgust, just looking into those eyes and going, "You again,
my old friend.
We meet again."
So, can I ask this question then?
Yeah.
So you hate me doing this? You hate me ringing you up?
Absolutely hate it. Yeah, but you're not. Can I just say you're not the only one?
Can I also say that I do not? I actually. I want you to answer the phone, and I want to be pleasantly surprised.
Can you be honest with me right now? Because I don't feel like...
I want to be pleasantly surprised.
I don't think you do.
At the fact that you have stayed... And also, can I say, this weekend, you went out, very big one, very late one.
Massive.
Yeah, and I said to you, me and Barney are meeting up Saturday night if you're up for it. And you said, I'll let you know how I feel. Okay. And I rang you a few times. I rang you twice and it just didn't happen. So I waited a bit and I thought I was probably asleep still. And I rang out and your phone went straight to voicemail. And mate, I'm not being funny. I'm not actually joking. I said this to Barney, Nick, and someone else. I'm genuinely worried. Like, is he alive?
Don't fucking mate. Don't. No. Don't,
I was
don't
worried.
Feign this.
I was worried, Dad. Ted.
For those people out there thinking this is just a concerned citizen, let me just dissect some of this brain matter for you. This absolute bullshit. Let's fend through this bollocks. Yeah, look at this. Here we go. Unraveling like a cheap bit of origami. This is absolutely disgusting behaviour. You ring me for one reason only. To warm that fuzzy little light inside of you that says that I did something that you didn't.
I agree that I do that, but this time was different. I promise. I was actually worried.
But you have this.
And I always ask, did you have a good time and was it worth it? And a lot of the time,
no,
you go yes.
Rewind that back. That is a loaded question, which you full well fucking know the answer to in that situation. That did you have a good time? Great. That's a nice question. Was it worth it? That, and you can, right, bollocks, you can text it, that is not how you say it. You don't say it like, my first day at school, did you have a good time? Did you make friends? It was, did you have a good time? Was it worth it? It's much more that tone of voice, isn't it?
Condescending and patronising.
Yeah, exactly. And
there is a little bit of a facetious tone to it. I'm being slightly sarcastic.
It's drenched in facetiousness. I don't even know if that's the right term. Fascism would be.
Fascism.
It's a bit. It's not okay.
I got a girl in last night. Had a massive fascism.
Right.
Right, you are my love.
Annie Jackie's sister's breakfast boy.
Mate, I love you a little bit, and I do love.
I think you're peddling this. I think you're peddling this for the listeners. I don't feel like I've put my case across.
I cherish you a lot,
okay,
Ted. Yeah. And one thing I'd like more is for us to do more day things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and also, how supporting am I of you when you're doing well?
Yeah, I think
like when you go to me, Luke, I've woken up. I feel, I've fucking smashed the gym this week. I'm eating well. I'm like, mate, that's sick. I was like, keep it going, keep the momentum going. So, when you go off the wagon,
I think what this is,
and you need to return to the meetings,
it is.
I'm a bit sad.
Here's that little bit of lemon juice. He just sticks in the end there, just to turn it around. Yeah, no, I don't know, no. So this, what this is you are deep down a mine shaft looking for the ladder that doesn't exist. All right, that's what this is. That's the equivalent of this. All right, there is no going back. You ring me up on a Sunday morning, and the only reason you do that is to make yourself feel better. It's a completely selfish act, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, it is. But I also like
it doesn't go underappreciated. It doesn't go unappreciated because what it does do, and whether this is
it's reverse psychology.
It's not. Let's qualify that right now. Let's not. What I was going to do is give you a little bit of a buffer there, and then you just jumped on that like a fucking velociraptor. That is absolutely not what it is.
I'm trying to make you feel guilty about what you did.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, I don't think you doing that makes me feel any guilt. I think the thing that makes me feel guilty is the stroke symptoms that I'm having. That's what makes me feel guilty about it. The absolute tremors that are going through me. That's what makes me feel guilty. Not
big vibes.
Yeah, big vibes. But yeah, no, I do miss a good wholesome weekend off, and I think that there is more of those to come. It's going to be my year. I've decided. I know I've said that it's the boy who cried wolf because I've said this 1,001 times, as I'm sure everyone else out there has.
It's law of attraction. You need to. I'm not joking.
Can I just clarify? I saw this written on his wall earlier.
On my wall. I'm not a vandal, mate. I don't just write on my walls. It was on a whiteboard. Thank you.
Okay, you just
rented property. Okay,
rented property.
Helen, Rich, if you're watching, not writing on the walls.
It was on a whiteboard.
They're my landlords, by the way.
Right. Okay.
Not like mum and dad.
Okay.
Law of attraction is real. Like, if you haven't heard of it, hear of it from me right now. Okay. It's the act of. Now, I'm not a spiritual guy. I don't believe in things like that. I'm very much science based.
Where do you draw the line? Actually, let's go basic. Let's put labels on. Are you agnostic? Are you
full blown atheist?
Yeah, fair enough.
Atheist, but I'll never criticise somebody for believing. So essentially, the law of attraction is where you want something, but it's very easy to forget. So, like, say you've got a major goal for the year. Like, I want to fucking, let's say, this is random. I want to play for a Premier League football team. Okay, that's your ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Along a year, it's a very easy thing to forget about because a goal is so big and so scary of getting to. So it feels like it's miles away. But there's these things that you can do, like if you want to make more money, or you want like a nicer car, maybe print off pictures of that car, put them on a board, or like a mood board or something, or write down like what you want. Basically, have it in a visible place.
It's committing to something,
and remembering and reminding yourself every day of what you're trying to get.
Yeah.
And then that's the first thing you see when you wake up. Let's say when you go into the office, that's the first thing you see on the picture. Right, fuck, that is what I'm trying to get to a bit closer to today. And naturally, your actions, your movements, the things that you do will gravitate you towards getting that. So if you're like, I want an Aston Martin, you'll have a picture of a fucking Aston Martin. Maybe you'd Photoshop yourself in the bloody cockpit of a cockpit when you're flying your Aston Martin, and you would look at this and you'd remind yourself. And then it's essentially a motivational factor. And when you want something enough, you will naturally within yourself manifest, not manifest to the universe, you will within yourself take the actions that you need to get there every day.
Yeah, I think so I've been, and this isn't anything original. I've been listening to a lot of, for anyone out there who's interested, Jim Rohn. I think I'm saying that right. Jim Rohn, ROHN, I believe.
It sounds like a made-up thing.
No, he's to give you a bit of context. He is he was an American entrepreneur. phenomenally bright, born in, as he says, in obscurity in some back home farm in Idaho or whatever, and he blew up. He became massive.
Right.
He breaks the human condition down to such a simplistic, but it's just, I don't know, it might just be me, but it resonated with when I've listened to him. He's phenomenal. And there's another guy called Peter Sage, and between them, they, some of the stuff they say is game changing. It's really weird. It's weird. I can hear one thing.
You can hear a sentence and it just shifts you.
Yeah, exactly.
The train tracks change.
So one of the things he was saying is, for example, is like talk about success, which is subjective. Never let anyone else tell you what success is, because everyone's idea of success is different. People being rich, well, that's untrue.
Well, no,
that's untrue.
No. Success is one thing.
Well, it's what you define as it.
No.
It is.
No. Success is one thing, and that is happiness.
No.
Oh no! So no one's striving to be happy.
Yeah, absolutely they are. But it's a byproduct of success.
No, that's the end goal.
No, yeah, fair enough. I mean, you could argue that, but I'd say that doesn't really help to break it down. He said so. The way he looked at it, he said success is so whether you set out to be a billionaire, it's so it's living the picture of your life that you set out to create. So you are the director of your film, if you want to break it down on that. So so if I set out to become a multi-millionaire, and I did that, fantastic success. But equally, if I set out to, I don't know, my mission was to live on an island and feed fucking squirrels for the rest of my life, and I went and did that, that was a smashing success. Yeah. It's living the design of your life.
Yes.
But he also says, and to add to that, he says that success isn't something you chase. You do not chase success. It's something you attract through the things. It's through the person you become. You attract success to you. So if you chase it, it's like chasing butterflies. You won't catch it. Your idea, it just doesn't happen. You need to invest yourself in like personal development. Use some like catchy adages, which is to move upon the ladder, you've got to let go of the rung you're on, or to reach the higher shelf, you've got to stand on the books you've read, and that's those sort of things. But that sort of shit, he does it simplistically. Just anyone out there, just watch 20 minutes of Jim Rohn
after you've watched this.
Yeah, after you've watched this. And,
no, that's law of attraction. Exactly, another great explanation.
But it'd just be another. But
it is. You attract those things, and you gravitate towards taking the correct steps. But no, happiness happiness is the definition of success, I think, and also success is a made-up word. But you
could add lots of other.
Why does that person want to go catching squirrels on an island? Why does that person want to become a multi-millionaire? Because they think it's going to make them happier. So I think the clearer message is that the ideology of success can be blurred due to people having the wrong priorities of what will make them happy. So being a multi-millionaire, they might think
like material wealth is what you're saying.
Exactly. That being a millionaire might think that it's that cliche of that money doesn't make you happy. It might make people happy for sure, but I think that I think when they get to that point, so when they have got multi-millions in the bank and they go, I feel the same, that's when people get deflated.
It's on Tuesday.
All right, Ted. Can I also clarify that despite all the conversations about the North, I love the North with all my heart.
That's such a flop.
I love the North with some of my heart.
Flop, yeah.
Some of it.
I think you just got to.
A lot of it remains in the
just got to commit to. Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier.
Right. Thank you very much for listening, watching, spectating, masturbating if you are. Don't blame you. Thank you. Do you want to say anything, Ted, or not? 3
boxes of Kleenex down.
He is throughout this whole podcast. You can't see under the table. It's a fucking sight for sore eyes.
You could crack this carpet in half.